what are you doing now, and what is your next act?
Well, I have not changed, so I am still I'm a struggling artist. I still fight for my books to be published, my films to be produced, my work to be happening. So I keep doing that, but I have many hats. I am still a street juggler. I write, I draw, I walk on a high wire. So nothing has changed except I'm still fighting for doing what I want to do.
Girl in the back there.
I was wondering if you were aware, Philippe, of the hurt feelings of your colleagues and accomplices in Philippe's film, and are you still very close to them, in touch with them, and have you seen the film?
Well, the many tears you see are not tears of sadness, they are tears of joy. Yes, at the time we were, an amazing group of kids, basically laughing and doing the impossible. But nothing much has changed. Actually, when we were shooting in Paris, we were reunited for a long, long time because I live in the States, they live somewhere. And we were a very, very happy group. Also, just in the Sundance Festival, Annie was there for 3 or 4 days. Jean-Louis wanted to come, but his father died, so he couldn't. And Jean-François, the adorable little angel who lives in the cloud, he lives in a little island on the east coast of Africa, teaching mathematics to little girls. And he couldn't spend 5 days of traveling and come here. I mean, little girls had to learn mathematics. So anyway, that's the beauty of it.
At the very back, there.
Has there been any interest by the New World Trade Center organization in bringing back these?
Well, I repeat the question because this place is big and we need to talk louder. But the question is, has there been some interest from the builder of the new tower? Well, first remember it's one tower, so unfortunate, not two, and I need two. I need, but yes, I would love to be associated with it. But my good friend Santiago Calatrava, the architect who is designing the hub at the bottom of the Twin Towers, has asked me, Philippe, can you do something when we open the hub? Can you do a little walk, something? And I say sure. So maybe you'll see me when the tower is built.
On the side there.
Yeah. This is a story that I've been familiar with for quite a long time. We read your book to our children, and the children's book, and it's always amazed me that it's a story that hasn't been better known. However, I'm also struck with the idea that things find their life in time, and I'm curious if you have any thoughts on that idea as well, or the obvious recent history, which I feel is kind of the elephant in the room.
I have tons of thoughts, but it's interesting because things, as you say, have to follow their path. If you're busy in building a career, never had a career, I don't know what the word star means for me. So if you're busy into the infrastructure of life, you're forgetting to live. So, for example, as a street juggler, and I still do it, I draw a circle of chalk on the floor, on the sidewalk, and I juggle and I pass my hat before the police come and arrest me. But I am stupid. I should put a little clipping there saying, with a picture, I am the man who walked the towers, I'll make double money. Or and I refuse to do that because this is not nice, this is not pure, this is... So life goes on, and if I were smart, I will publish a postcard. I will, and I am incapable of doing those things. It's a beautiful song of John. Life is going on while you're busy making plans. So, I'm still a struggling artist, and I am probably an imbecile. I should have a career, but I can't.
Look at the back.
Have you been picked up? Has the film been picked up?
I don't know. No one told.
Have you been picked up?
Not in any way whatsoever. I don't know. I don't know. People like the film based on the audience response, and it's sort of no one tells me what's going on.
Yeah, I hope that when this movie is distributed, that you both go on the road, because I think it's so inspirational what you did, and I just think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think we have a two-man show and we should travel.
I
want to change my role in this, though. I'm going to just set you up for the... This lady here? Thank you.
I just have a question for Philippe. Why did you choose to remain in the States?
No, I never choose anything in my life. Things happen and I have no time to even realize. But my answer is after the walk, people recognizing me and people offering me to work, which is basically what I want to do in life. I stayed 1 month, I stayed 1 year, and now I look at my, you see, I don't even have a watch, but, and it has been, what, more than 25 years I am in this country, so it's kind of ridiculous, but if I choose a place on earth where to live, it would not be France, it would not be Germany, it would not be America, it would be probably a little village in Australia, or a place that is not even on the map.
Gentleman there on the end.
This is the elephant in the room question. Having built such a relationship with towers, are there any thoughts you had on 9/11 that you could share in public?
No, I should not share those thoughts, because as you feel, the towers were so much a living entity growing inside of me, becoming adult, being married by the smile of my catenary curve, that when they died, of course something so alive was pulled out of me, but I have no right to talk like that when actually in their death they took out thousands of lives. So it's something very intimate, but you of course have opened the door to that.
I mean, I think that the film tries to get you beyond that quite quickly. I hope that works for people, that it's not a story about a disaster or a later tragedy, it's a sort of fairy tale that really happened in 1974. So I work very hard to get people, hopefully in the audience, beyond the horrible images they may have in their heads to something a little bit more, positive and beautiful.
Thank you.
I think our appearance was very well. We could be there for a few hours, but we have to call 1 or 2 last questions. I have a question. You see this bulb here is broken. How do you change that bulb? You need a high one. So the last question, or the 2 last questions maybe, and to James, because you walked on a tightrope as well on this film.
In this movie, I was wondering how and why did you pick Albert and the people you were with that were like new and they weren't your friends?
Well, I had no choice. I mean, when I talk about bank robbery, look, it's a bunch of kids. It was not really James Bond. So, yes, I do pick locks and I do false papers, and I can, in 2 seconds make a false disguise. And yes, I am an artistic criminal, but actually at some point I had no choice. The date was, the Twin Towers were being built, and very soon I could not use the helmet and the working freight elevator idea. So I desperately needed accomplices. But the real accomplices, like my friend Jean-Louis, it takes a lifetime, to create that. It's called love, it's called friendship. This doesn't exist in the Yellow Pages. So I found in life those miserable guys. I know, but you know what? No, I shouldn't say that, but they are like half and half. That's why in my book, actually on the pictures that I have of them, I put a black on their eyes so that God would not recognize them. But they were half helping and half, betraying, but they were part of the story. So I found them by word of mouth, and by, I didn't have 2-3 years of life passed to find better people. It infuriated Jean-Louis, but sometimes in life you have to pick up the passing by accomplices. Big mistake.